What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Chuck Talks Jesus podcast. It's kind of last minute planned, but yeah, hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you got what you wanted. Hope you celebrated it the way that it should be. And hope y'all watched last week's podcast, The Real Meaning of Christmas, and really what it means and how important the real meaning is and how easy it is to get caught up in the cultural, the worldly traditions and practices. But always just bring it back to what the real meaning is and what it really truly means, and why Christmas is called Christmas. I'm gonna go grab my AirPod real quick. All right. Hopefully y'all can hear me a little bit better. I know when my AirPods aren't connected and I don't have that mic, it's a little weird, but I'm going to be going over to a devotion that I haven't even gone over myself yet. So it's December 31st. It is a little bit last minute plan because I don't really know what to talk about, but I did put on my Instagram a poll. So if you want to check that out on my story on Chuck Talks Jesus, it's just a Q&A thing. Any topics for the new year, anything to go over. I've been getting some recommendations, but a lot of opinions would be good. So if y'all want to hit that up, give me an answer, give me something, I'll look into it. But yeah, I don't really know what to title this. I guess New Year's resolutions, the future, and how scary it may look, and how we may get caught up in New Year's resolutions. And my personal belief, I don't know if there's anywhere, I mean, obviously there's probably somewhere in scripture maybe to back this up, but resolutions are a scam. In my opinion, it's good to make resolutions like, hey, I want to do this in 2026, but usually the cultural way of doing the resolutions, how they usually plan out. Let's say it's getting in shape. You go to the gym for maybe a month, maybe 2 months, and then you just go back to how you normally live life. So that's why, I don't know, the new year almost gives us not false hope, but our New Year's resolutions may give us false, I don't know, false motivation. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But when it comes to the future, when it comes to making these resolutions about what you want to do that year and the years to come after that, I think it's important. So this devotion was about, it's called Facing the Future. And the verse of the day, so usually how David Jeremiah in this Walking with God devotion, it follows the same format. It has a title, has a verse or a couple of verses, and then it goes through some commentary, usually a history moment or just something that happened in the world recently, or did happen, or a story in the Bible, and then it'll have some points, just some things to get from it, and then it'll have a quote by someone. So that's usually how it's laid out. The verse of the day is Jeremiah 33:3, which we'll flip to right now. Jeremiah, of course, flip the wrong way. 33:3. So it says this. By the way, the title of this, The Lord Promises Peace. So that's kind of the subheading of it. I love looking at these. They help you. They kind of give you a good understanding. So 33 verse 3 says, "Call to me and I will answer you and will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known." So the way this one says it in the devotion is, "Call to me and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which you do not know." So I think it's really easy for us to get caught up in the future. I want to do this before the year ends, or I want to do this in the next few months, or I need to get these things done. It's very easy to get caught up. It's very easy to get so focused on a plan for your future, which is not bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but when we get caught up in how are we going to do things, how am I going to do this, it comes to a point where you genuinely don't have an answer. How am I going to make rent this month? How am I going to provide for my family if you have a family? How am I going to get through school? How am I going to perform at my sport? Whatever it is, when you say, how am I going to do it? later down the road when you face hardships, that question becomes harder and harder to answer. So at first, like I said with the New Year's resolution, at first you're doing really good. A month in, you're doing really good. Man, I got this plan. I'm going to eat right every day. I'm going to go to the gym every day, whatever it is. You know, if it's working out or if it's financial, I'm going to work every day. I'm going to make X amount of dollars per week, and then that'll get me to where I want to be in a month, and things will be going great. An emergency happens, or you know, let's say you do a sport. Man, I want to train every day, eat right, perform well at the, you know, at the games or the meets or whatever it is, and then you get an injury, and you're like, what the heck? Hey, am I going to be back in time? What does this mean for me? How am I going to do it? Or you run into an emergency, your car breaks down, you need to get new parts, right? You need to take it to a shop to fix it. You got to spend money there. Okay, now I'm in financial trouble. I don't know how I'm going to make my rent, but I need to get to work, so I need to, whatever it is, we face these hardships. I think it's really easy to get caught up in the future and caught up in this plan. When the plan goes AWOL and it goes to crap, well, then what do we do? You know, well, my plan's shot. What does that mean? I just give up, you know? So I'm gonna read this. I mean, it's like 4 paragraphs. It's not much. As the new year approaches, we may be tempted to speculate about what the future holds. Will there be challenges and trials, unexpected blessings and windfalls? Thinking about the future can seem like unraveling an intricate mystery plot, but the prophet Jeremiah assures us that God reveals exactly what we need to know. I think there's peace to be found in them. I mean, look what the subheading of 33 is. The Lord promises peace. We can have peace in that. How? So maybe a question to ask is, well, when I'm going through these trials, right? Going through blessings is easy because you're going through blessings. Oh, I got a bonus, or oh, I got a pay raise, or man, I did really good at my game. You know, I performed well, or I'm getting, man, I lost 15 pounds, whatever it is. It can be small things, it can be big things, right? Good blessings. But then what happens when you face trials, you know? And you may almost be pessimistic in a way while looking in the future. But God reveals exactly what we need. You know, God's not going to say, he really needs to see this, but I'm going to hold it from him. It's like, what? No, if you need to see it, he's going to provide. As we look to the new year, and we may try to gain a sense of control over the unknown by planning, setting goals. I promise you I did not read this before, so that's pretty cool. Setting goals or making resolutions. But most of us realize that the future really lies outside of our control. We can, however, trust God for what lies ahead. God sees everything that will happen, and he sees us as well. God, through Jeremiah, doesn't encourage us to try to set our course. God encourages us to call on him as we face the future and to anticipate an answer. God has promised that he will be faithful. Be encouraged that he goes before you and follows close behind. His hand is lovingly directing your course. And then the quote is, I do not know what the future holds, but I do know who holds the future. God, of course. But so I think it's pretty interesting. That's a really good devotion, and I guarantee you I'm going to take a different meaning out of that on the 31st. I always do, and I always read something over and over again. I don't know if y'all are the same way, but I always get something different out of it. Because it's usually, you know, what's the context of my life right there. Yeah, so pretty good stuff. I guess another thing to think is, what are some resolutions that, I guess, yeah, what are some resolutions that you have? Maybe think on that. And instead of maybe calling them resolutions, instead of like saying they're resolutions, put whatever plan you have in your life, put whatever you got, right? So you want to make X amount of money in X amount of months, right? You want to perform well at your sport, whatever it is, or you just want to survive, whatever it is, right? Put your life in God's hands. Trust him. He's going to be faithful. He always is. I think another place to look at, if we look at So maybe here's one resolution for you, right? For someone watching. Only let your manner of life be worthy of the gospel of Christ. It's Philippians 1, verse 27. So whatever your plan is, live your life according to the gospel, right? And don't let that be the fake resolution. Let that be, change your life. And guess what? It doesn't have to be a New Year 2026 resolution. It can be a resolution right now, be tomorrow or 2 minutes from now, whatever it is, right? We're called to live as Christ lived. Obviously, we're not going to succeed as good as he did, but that's the whole point, just not working, but living your life constantly for the glory of God, and just to live out the gospel and bring others to Christ. But I think another thing is too, we were in James. We were in James for a little bit. We're going to go back to number 1, testing of your faith, right? Not number 1, chapter 1. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. So that's something to think about. This is a very quick episode, but God has a plan for you. He loves you. He loves you so much. Happy New Year. I will see y'all. No, it's gonna be corny. I will see y'all next year. Next Monday, I'll upload. Hopefully, I find something to talk about, whether it be a book, whether it be just a lesson, something like that. We're going over stuff in my Sunday school, so I might have something for y'all there. But yeah, it was pretty good. If y'all have any questions, y'all can always reach out to me on Instagram, Chuck Talks to Jesus podcast. And again, fill out that poll. Please fill out that poll. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. But I guess to wrap it all in one big, point, you're going to go through trials. You're going to go through hardships. You're going to go through things where you don't know how you're going to make it out. Dead serious, okay? You're going to go through things that you're like, there's no way. There's no way. And that's the point in time where you say, all right, God, have your way. Your will be done. If we look at Matthew, I'll find it. Okay. You ready? So Jesus prays in Gethsemane. Did I say that right? I don't know. I think I did. Okay. What does he say? Right? My soul is very sorrowful. Wait. My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will. And he goes a second time. My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done. Sometimes that's the attitude that we have to have. I said I was done, but I'm really not. That's the attitude that we have to have sometimes. Like, your will be done. No matter what. Oh, I'm going through such hard times. I don't know how I'm going to make it out. I don't understand it. Especially because the context of Gethsemane, this is Jesus before the night of his crucifixion. He knows he's going to be arrested. He knows he's going to be delivered to Pilate. Pilate's going to turn him over to the Romans, and they're going to vote to kill him, to crucify him. And it's not going to be some pretty, hey, we're going to put you under, and then, lethal injection, right? That's going to stop your heart. No, this is like you're going to be brutally beaten, and your spine's going to be exposed. And you're going to hang on a cross for however many hours, and you're going to die. Like that's, and I'm just skimming over it. I'm not even touching all the points. So, long story short, if he can do it, there's no way, it's not impossible for us to just accept it and put your life in God's hands if you haven't yet. Just trust Jesus. He loves you, so he doesn't want to hurt you. He's not going to hurt you. It's more than just he doesn't want to. He's not going to. And even though your life may seem like it's on a downward spiral, if it is, maybe you need to hear this. Maybe you don't know how you're going to make it out, right? It might not, one day you'll look back at it and you'll be like, God, that is crazy. That can only be you. Sometimes God puts us in such situations, especially when we're kind of iffy about him, even when we're not. But, if we're iffy about him, like, do I trust him? Do I really want to give my life to him? He puts us through things. And it's not like he does, but he allows certain things to happen that, like, there's no way. There's no way that he can't exist or that I shouldn't live my life for him. So it's pretty cool. If you're going through a hard time, he's got you. Okay, Jeremiah 33:3. Make that your verse of the year. Call to me and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which you do not know. Just look at Job. That's something we can go over. We can go over Book of Job. That can be an idea. And the lessons that we can learn from Job. But anyways, we'll pray. Get out of here. Happy New Year. See y'all next year. Be safe. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you so much. Thank you so much for not letting our lives play out the way that we plan them, because usually you see our plan that we have for ourselves, and you know that it'll lead to destruction. So even though sometimes our trust might be weary, sometimes I just pray that ultimately we put our trust and our plan and our life in your hands, and sometimes just accept that I don't know how I'm going to make it out of this, but there's a way. God has a way. You have a way. So I just pray that we take that into the new year, take that into tomorrow, into today. Right now. I just pray that we honor you, Lord, and we stick by you because you always stick by us. And it's in your name, amen. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy y'all's new year. See y'all next Monday.